it's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum. You know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And folks, he is on an emotional high. Came in, I made him change. He had the American top hat on. He was looking like Uncle Sam earlier. And I said, Dale, we will not have this patriotism about the World Cup men's soccer team that kicks off today here on this program. Dale Hellestrae, everybody.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you?
You should have dressed like that. That would have been really good. I would have been excited about it. I'm doing good.
You're doing good. I thought maybe that you might be hightailing it out of here, not wanting to do the show this morning as you're racing home and taking down all your Phil Mickelson paraphernalia.
I did all that yesterday. I did all that yesterday.
Oh, yesterday you did.
I burned it yesterday.
Okay. But you burned it.
Oh yeah. My neighbors were calling the police. They thought my house was on fire.
Really?
I had a giant bonfire from all my Mickelson love. I've never been a Phil fan. I mean, I've enjoyed him and stuff, but I've never been one of those guys that fawns over him like they did for a lot of years. I just never was. No, for no reason. He was a loser for a lot of years.
Well, he was the first best loser because he finished second a lot. And I always maintain if there's no Tiger Woods during his career, Phil would have been a bigger staple.
Phil kept him down and stuff, but he was likable. Everybody liked him. And truth be told, I don't want to kick a man while he's down. The reason why I haven't been a fan of Phil is I've seen him treat people negatively in golfing scenarios, and it just bothered me. Sergio Garcia did it one time in front of me, and a couple other golfers. And just when that happens, all right, I'm done with you.
Right.
And he was one. I mean, it wasn't like terrible. It's just, he berated this nice young man that was just excited to meet him, and he berated him. It wasn't during a round. It was just while he was walking, and he was having a bad day, I guess, and just berated. And ever since then, that was 20 years ago. And ever since then, I was just like, whatever, dude.
Well, I don't, obviously you can go to some certain individuals. We don't need to get into that. But
same reason, by the way, I wasn't a big Tiger fan, was his attitude was what I didn't like. Heck of a talent. But he'd rip you up and down.
Phil seemed genuinely liked by the public and the thumbs up and all that.
People love him.
I enjoyed watching him play.
Yeah.
Just because he took chances, never played it safe, and it seemed to always get him at the wrong time.
And it'd backfire on him.
Yeah.
At a big moment, it'd backfire on him. It's like I said, but even with Tiger, I can separate the talent they were on the golf course to what I think about them off the course.
Right.
Deal. And I'm not even going to the point where I'm saying Phil was a bad guy. It's just, you got to handle that stuff right. I've seen some golfers get pissed off at patrons before, but their caddy handled it. The golfers walked out. Like they said something, and their caddies would come over and kind of be rude. That's how I'm like, oh, that's a good way. I go, same thing, a different way to handle it. I like that.
Right.
And stuff. But but I can separate the talent on the field. But it just goes back to what we always say here. Just, old man, what are you doing? Stop touching the ladies.
Well, what I was going to say before you get into that was the fact that Phil was very, very likable to the general public, and they kind of adored him, things like that. I just enjoyed him, hitting driver in a situation he should be hitting a 3-wood or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's Ethan's mom's dad loved Phil. If you said a bad word about Phil in his presence,
but in the last 5-6 years with the live golf, with the this, that, and the other thing, his popularity has faded dramatically.
He's not liked at all. He continued his villain role.
And then I'd heard something on Holmberg. I had no idea what it was about.
Yeah, inappropriate conduct. Some rumors have come out that he was inappropriate conduct here's the thing. Private golf course he's a member of. It's a big deal for these golf course in San Diego where he lives.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that's always bothered me about Phil. Everybody's like, he's an ASU guy. No, he's not. He doesn't care about ASU. He's over in San Diego. He doesn't do anything with ASU golf.
Right.
His brother did. His brother was a coach and stuff. But so a private course pays him. I'm assuming he pays the membership like everybody else does, but who knows? When you get to that level, maybe they just want your name associated with it. He's in the middle of his round, And somebody from the course, high up on the course, drives out to him.
You mean high up in the hierarchy of the club?
Yeah, in the club.
Yeah.
Goes out there and tells him to stop playing. See you later. Took down his pictures in there. Told him he's no longer a member. Took his membership away. You have to do something dastardly for that to happen.
Egregious. Yes.
Egregious. There you go. And and even if it, I'm not saying you went to like criminal levels and things like that, but you don't piss somebody off with your inappropriate levels of stuff for that to happen. And you're right, and it just goes. I was thinking about that coming in this morning because I was listening to Holmberg and he was talking about it. It comes to it. When he went, it's not to me. It's not that he went to live golf. I know a lot of people hate him for doing that. It's all of his attacks about the PGA Tour that made him famous, made him all that money,
yes,
everything, and then he just attacked the PGA Tour and all of that stuff. That's where I was like, oh, you are a jerk. Go to live. Why do you have to leave all that weight behind with all your comments and everything?
Right.
That's where I was like, you're not a good dude if you're doing that. It's like when you quit a job and all of a sudden you're bashing them, from afar. To where they can't do anything and all that. But there you go. Phil Mickelson. Don't meet your heroes, Dale, is what they always say. Turns out they're jerks.
And one of the things that is interesting is that to have it happen in the middle of a round.
Yes, that's my point. They didn't even let him finish the round.
A person of that stature, this can't be the first time something's happened.
That's what I think.
And he's been warned, talked to, chastised, whatever, and it happened again.
Oh, absolutely. Because make no mistake about it. If they would have let him finish the round and then just been like, hey, man, you got to go. You can't come back here again, whatever. You handle it that way, it's not as embarrassing.
No.
Telling him to leave in the middle of his round, every group that's out there knows this has happened. That ain't going to. They went flat out embarrassed him yesterday. That tells you something. Like you said, I think he's been warned several times.
Right.
Here's the other side of it that you got to factor in. He hasn't played on a tournament all year because of family issues.
Supposedly his wife's sick is what I've heard. I don't want to get into it, but
she's had illnesses, serious illnesses in the past, I think. So that's what we all thought it was. We thought, his wife, whether it be cancer back or whatever, we all thought that, as the year went on, just wished him the best and that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it even more. If that is even remotely true, it makes it even more pig-headed-ish, man.
Long drive home, Steve. Even though he probably lived pretty close.
I was to say, he probably lives right off of it. Here's the worst part. He probably lives on the course, Dale. So now he's got to see it every day and not be a member on top of it. In these moments, like the wife, she's an adult. She can work her way through it however she wants to and stuff. But imagine being his kids and you find out your dad was escorted off his private course. Oh, embarrassment. I don't even know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Just disappointing. And it goes back to my thing of, man, just people aren't who they seem to be. Remember when the worst thing about him was how much money he was gambling?
I do. And it's again, it's one of those things to me, I've never understood it. Yeah. Hey, a fun cart girl can make you that when they come around with drinks and all that.
Yeah.
They can make your round more enjoyable.
They joke around with you, and I kind of think like the cart girls, you buy stuff from them, but also they can, if you're having a bad round or whatever, you kind of just joke around and get your head off it or whatever, but you don't take it to that next level.
Why? What gives you any thought that you and Phil's 55? Something like that.
No, he was older than my sister. I'm going to age my sister here now, but she deserves it after that Facebook post several months ago.
You never forget anything.
No, I don't forget anything. I'll be saying about that at a funeral. But she was born in 71 and he was born in 70. So however old that makes you do.
Okay, well, that's 8 years younger than me.
That's why I remember how old he is because I'm always like, man, he's my sister's age.
Well, I'm 63 minus 8. You do the math.
He's 54, 55.
Okay. And, well, you're a grown man. What makes you think it's appropriate to touch a cart girl? It makes no sense.
Especially on a private court. Here's the other side.
Yes.
She might be related to a person high up on the, on that private course. You know, might be somebody's daughter. It's somebody's daughter, obviously, but I'm talking about like this could be like somebody on the board of this course or something's daughter who's working a summer job this summer and things like that. That's the other side of it. Is this might be a very important person in that area, daughter that he did this to, which of course went right up to that higher level and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just don't get it either. It's just Phil Mickelson turning into a villain over these last years.
He's a member or this golf course, the Farms Golf Club. I was wondering if it's the one.
It's a huge private one over there.
I feel it's a pretty penny too.
Dale, you and I
Santa
combined,
Fe.
even if we had the money, they wouldn't allow us on this course.
Well, maybe they'd allow you to give half the fee, and I'll do the other half, but they'll only let me golf there.
And then they'd look at us and go, no, you guys aren't good. But I'm in a tuxedo, like, still not good enough. That's a cheap tuxedo. But this thing costs like $10,000. Yeah, not even in the ballpark, kid. Get out of here.
Oh.
Yeah, the Farms is a super nice course. I've never been there, but I've driven by it and seen it and things to that effect there in San Diego. But it's super nice. Do you just go to another one, or hey, you want my money?
I'd be surprised if Phil doesn't have a lot more.
Oh, he plays all the private courses. Because, like I said, a guy like Phil Stature, the courses gain even more. You can probably charge more if you go, Phil Mickelson's a member here. Oh, you want to play with Phil? We can set that up for you, Mr. Lawyer or Doctor. Oh, you want to play with Phil? We could arrange that. Just give us your $1 million initiation fee, sir, and your monthly dues, and we can make that happen.
Just not good.
Yeah,
and again, this is not a one-off. This isn't, hey, he was going to reach for something and brush somebody's arm or whatever. This is anyway.
Mickelson's spokesperson had a statement.
Yeah.
Any misunderstanding has been cleared up. Bill continues to attend to a family health matter and is uncertain when he'll be able to return to professional golf. The spokesperson did add that Mickelson did resign from the club. So the misunderstanding has been cleared up and he resigned from the club, huh? That's not a misunderstanding, Dale. A misunderstanding is, look, I was walking by her and I actually brushed up against her, wasn't paying attention, and I was just complete accident, misunderstanding. That's a misunderstanding.
And it's a one-off.
Yeah. Actually, well, whether you were removed, which he was, or you claim you resigned from the club, that ain't a misunderstanding, folks. And it hasn't been cleared up. Well, it's been cleared up because you've been removed.
That's how you clear it up, Steve.
The Farm said the Farms Golf Club is committed to maintaining a golf club environment that is safe, respectful, and reflects the highest standard of conduct. All members are required to adhere to our code of conduct, and any allegations of conduct are taken seriously. Following a staff member report of member misconduct, the club provided immediate and ongoing support to the staff member, conducted a thorough, independent investigation of the incident, and took decisive action. The individual is no longer a member of Farms Golf Club. Here's my question. It happened. He went out to the golf course. They did a thorough, independent investigation, kicked him off halfway through his round.
The timing is unique.
My point is there was no, oh, he said, she said in this. They had definitive something went down, and they went and removed him on the spot.
Because why wouldn't you, when he shows up to golf, go, Phil, you're no longer a member here.
That's what I mean. They went to the way this was handled was he can't be out there anymore. He's got to go now. That's the height of embarrassment. Like you said, let him finish the round, and then he comes in and you go, hey, Phil.
Or don't let him start.
Get out of it. Well, that's the other side of it. But they like went to height embarrassment here to make sure this happens. It's not, I'm not, and it's just stop it, man. You're an old dude.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, it doesn't make, the spokesperson even said he's still tending to a family health issue. Makes it even worse, Dale. Not that it's ever good, but it makes it even worse.
Imagine being in his group. Hey, can we get a fourth? We got a game going on.
I don't care how good of a friends I am with Phil Mickelson. I'm texting that to. I'm looking up Golf Digest.
Hey, guess what?
TMZ. Hey guys, I'm on hole 11 of the Farms Club, and Phil just got escorted off the course.
Here's some video.
Yeah, exactly. I'm all sitting there.
Oh, Steve.
55 years old is what he is right now as well. Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's just, did you have your money on Phil Mickelson becoming the heel?
No.
As he got older?
No.
You just expect him to fade away and live his gambling life and everything, and you rarely hear from him. He'd show up at PGA events, once this merge thing happens, which I don't think he's ever going to be allowed back or welcome back. Not to play. He's too old for that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about for events and things because of the way he burned. He didn't just burn that bridge. He blew that thing up, stomped on it, rebuilt it, and then burned it down again when he left. We just expected it for him just to disappear, but got to keep your name in the woods or in the papers, I guess, Dale.
There are certain things that I was talking about. There's a couple buddies last week, and we're talking about you never foresaw Phil Mickelson becoming just the albatross of professional golf.
No.
Just like, and one of my buddies brought this up, there was a Wheaties box evidently in the 70s with Howard Cosell, with O.J. Simpson, and with Bruce Jenner.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if somebody would have told you back then, so
the Bruce Jenner was the normal one,
that this is what's going to happen in the next 40 years, you'd be like, what is this world coming to?
That's a funny joke. I made myself laugh there.
Oh, it's like, my goodness.
I know. It's amazing. But it's like, I know you haven't seen this movie, but The Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler. Like, there's a part in it, and, because it's based on the 80s, and he's sitting there, and he gets mad at somebody because they bring up, who was Burt Reynolds married to, and then they had all those abuse press, whatever her name was. But they brought him up, and he goes, don't you dare disparage them. They're made for each other. And that's the funny joke is years later, nasty, nasty divorce with all these allegations. You just never know.
No, you don't.
But no, I'm telling you, Phil, like I look back to, when Phil was at his height on the PGA Tour with Tiger and stuff like that. And I just, like, if I would have said anything bad about Phil, the certain, like, a men's club I was in, like, they would have beaten me with their clubs. The guy was so beloved. And like I said, absolute talent. It's just they're also jerks. Robert says, rich guys thinks they're untouchable. It's true. It shows Phil ain't unlike Tiger. Tiger didn't do anything like illegal. He just did moral stuff wrong, with his wife and everything.
Yeah.
To me, there's a difference. I hate to say it. I hate to phrase it that way, but to me, there's a difference. Phil did something so terrible. He got kicked out of it. Tiger's never been kicked out of a club, or he might have been kicked out of a Waffle House.
No, he never got kicked out of the Waffle House. He got kicked out of his house.
No, his house. Yeah, exactly. Not to make, I know we're making light of it, but to me, they're not two things.
They're two different things. Well,
but they're both
bad.
Guy they're both bad.
Who had affairs with women who wanted to be with him.
Yes. That's a good way to put it.
Yes, we can talk about the morals.
Yeah.
You're married, get divorced, or don't get married if that's what you want. But what Phil did, it seems like is something that,
And I guarantee you that Cart girl's probably going to college there at UC San Diego or something. She's probably 19, 20 years old at the most. Mm-hmm. Those private courses, you know what I'm talking about. Some lawyer's dad, like some guy's putting money into that club and is like, hey, my daughter needs a job this summer. And they're like, oh, absolutely, sir. Have her be a cart girl. Phil will take care of her. Little did you know.
Oh, brother.
Little did you know. But no, it's just disgusting. Don't make your heroes, Dale.
Here's the thing about Phil. I remember two things about Phil. Obviously, I enjoyed watching him play golf. I remember the Super Bowl that we played in out here against the Steelers.
95.
And they moved the Phoenix Open, because obviously Open is on Super Bowl weekend. They moved the finish to Saturday.
Yeah.
They tried it that way that time, and
it sucked.
And well, it was good for us. I remember Troy and I because
you could go out there.
Because no, because they'd taken us to our undisclosed hotel.
Yeah.
Somewhere along I-17. I grew up here. I've been here all my life. I had no idea where we were. I'm like,
how was that Motel 6?
I'm like, this hotel's not even open, I don't think.
That's what they do. They'll find unopened hotels that have like a floor ready and put you in it.
And so we got to watch Saturday. Got to watch the end of the golf tournament, and then I remember Phil and Tiger were I forget what tournament it was, but they're introducing them. And they started introducing Tiger, and they start naming all his championships. Yeah. 5-time champion of this, the champion of the 2018. And it was seriously
checking your watch.
Yeah, it was seriously. It was going on for about a minute, and they weren't done yet. And Phil goes, "All right, we know."
I remember that. That was later on. When they had kind of mended their relationship, meaning. They both knew they were coming to the end, and so they kind of mended it. My biggest Phil moment was that the Masters when he hit it out. His putt, his caddy was all there. He's in the pine needles on the side, just outside that creek there, and I forget what hole it is, but ended up getting him to win that tournament. And his caddy's like, I don't know, you should probably do this. And Phil goes, give me that club, and he goes, what you gonna do? And he tells him, he goes, I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna slice it around here and down it, and the caddy goes, do it, and just hands him the club and walks off. And I was like, that was the best caddying on the planet. Because even if Phil had a doubt in that moment what he was going to do, that caddy made him feel confident. And he did it to make it, and it was just an amazing shot. I think that was his first major. It was definitely his first Masters.
Right.
To do it, but it might have been his first major as well. But no, it was fun. But I don't know. Don't meet your heroes, jerks.
What about me, Steve? First time you met me, I was a hero of yours.
I told that story before when I heard you were going to be on the morning show at 1580. I looked at your old producer and I go, the guy that had bad snaps for the Ravens in the playoffs? Literally my exact words to him.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I knew you as. Don't worry, I've let it go over the years.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I've let it go. But the RBC Canadian Open, what they call the fifth major, I don't know, is it the sixth major now? Because they keep adding new tournaments and elevating tournaments out there. Canadian Open. This is the one where several years ago the Hatfield got tackled by the security guy, and I made a bodyguard video on it. It was so awesome.
Yeah,
so awesome back then. But Koepka, look at him coming back from the Live Tour, and
he's paying a penance. To come back, I think he was fined a certain amount, not huge, but it's fined a certain amount, and he has to play in a lot of the
garbage
non-traditional tournaments.
He's over there at the Wyndham in New Mexico tournament next week, folks. Yeah,
but
he's playing well.
The only thing that's kept him back is his putting. Looks like he's got his putting together this week, but. What I love, because I used to not like Koepka. I thought Koepka was the arrogant.
When he first came in, nobody liked him.
Arrogant piece of garbage.
He almost made you root for DeChambeau.
And his,
who at the time was a big jerk.
And now they're buddies. And it's like, but the more I get to hear him talk, the more I see him, the more I become kind of a fan of his. He's talking about, hey, coming back to the PGA Tours made me realize I missed competitive golf. Yeah. I'm enjoying this. Yeah. I don't mind going around and playing a bunch of tournaments.
No, I think it's like giving him his love of the game back by going. He would not be the golfer he is today, dare I say this, if he didn't go to Live and experience that. Mm-hmm. It's almost like you realize, oh, man, I had it good over there. Mm-hmm. I didn't like things about it, but that was fun over there, and I don't have that now. And you see it differently. He's the example of that. Not every Live golfer that comes back is going to do this.
No.
But he's one. Like, I question if John Rahm even wants to play golf.
Except other than the fact he's 30.
I know, but
30 years old. What's he going to do?
When he goes back to the PGA Tour, I think he's just going to be like, whatever.
By the way, just as an aside, the Live Golf Tour came out and said they can't guarantee the last 4 events are going to be played.
They're off for what, 2 months now or something for the summer months? They canceled that New Orleans tournament. No, they have no funding. I told you guys. So the problem, I told you what the problem is. Every vendor, from the sign people to the hot dog guys to the courses. Hey, you know that fee? You know that fee that we said you could bill us for? Nah, let's get that up front. And your cash disappears quickly.
And they're going, how about we get the tournament started?
Yeah. Everybody, even the payroll people, are like, hey, you know that you owe us 50% of the deal ahead of time now. That's seriously, I think Liv is. Did you see their CEO came out? The guy that's running Liv right now?
No.
He came out, he did a press conference, and they asked him about not playing the last 3 tournaments. His response, well, I think people need to consider is not whether or not we can play the next 3 tournaments, but what a great investment we are to keep us going and playing it. And I'm just like, oh, dear God, don't invest in this company. Get the heck out of there as quickly as possible. I did like, by the way, on a separate golf note, we didn't talk about it here. But let's start it. It's Friday. Let's have some fun. Did you see that? And I like this idea by the PGA Tour. Basically creating 2 different PGA Tours. An upper level and a lower level is what I'm going to call it.
Okay.
So you can come back and John Rahm and the boys can earn their card back, earn their way back. So basically you have, an all-star. And then underneath, it's kind of like you have Major League Baseball and Minor League Baseball.
Yeah.
So that way you can integrate the live guys back into that lower tier, build that up. But then you have the guys fighting for the PGA cards. You have the guys that are good but not household names. You can kind of hype them up a little bit, and then they can. That's how they earn their way into the PGA Tour, and you can integrate that stuff. They were talking about that. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I was like, that's an intriguing thing because now to make it right, you got to go to the Corn Ferry Tour that nobody follows, and and it is like a big step down to go to Corn Ferry. So if you can have a tournament where guys, up and down type of deal, I don't know. It's an interesting concept.
Well, the thing is, they keep on shrinking the number of people who have guaranteed PGA Tour cards. It's now down to 100.
And that's my point here. They will keep doing that, but say, let's say 75 to 100. Yeah, okay. So you don't qualify for this tournament, but we got this tournament. Yeah. You can go in this tournament. So it's not like they're sitting at home or trying to earn their card on the Corn Ferry. No, you still quote unquote have a card. It's just you only qualify for this tournament. You got to earn your way up into this one. I just think it's a better thing than the Corn Ferry system, and which poor Corn Ferry. We're just bashing them left and right, because they're on that lower tier as an advertiser.
But the thing is, when you look at it, there are, just like in any sport, but golf, you can go to any local golf course, public or private, and there's scratch golfers that you see bombing the golf ball and making putts and hitting, and they can't sniff the tour.
I knew somebody at one time in my life when I was in college or outside of college. There, I was in the corporate world. He was a flight attendant for an airline, and he did the L.A. to Japan flight, and then Japan flight to L.A. home, and he had that flight, so he worked basically like a week a year,
right?
A week a month, excuse me. And he did that because he was trying to make the PGA Tour. Dale, this guy was so good, he could hit his shot wherever he wanted to, and I can't remember at the time. I'm gonna be wrong on the numbers, but it was like the average putt on the PGA Tour was like 0.7 or something like that. He was 0.9. And he couldn't even come close to winning a qualifying thing to qualify for a tournament. Because of one putt a round kept him from qualifying for something, let alone a card. This guy was unbelievable. And it's just, if he would make one more putt around.
That's funny, because that's 4 shots over 4 days.
Yeah.
Or 4.5 shots over 4 days, or whatever that equals
and he would sit there, and the guys qualifying would be 3 strokes ahead of him. And he's just like, I can't get better than this. I'll never forget it, because I was just sitting there just floored that he's telling you this and everything. We went and watched him play in one of them, and I was just like, oh, man, how does he not win this thing? And then you see the guy he's playing with, and that guy's just, 80-footer, and he's nailing that putt. and he's 2-putting an 80. And you're just like,
Right.
what? Yeah, so it's a interesting time around golf. But we brought up Brooks Koepka, by the way, because he's leading the RBC Canadian Open today. He's tied now. Fox came up and tied him up here through 14. They're playing partners. -8 for both of them, and then Swenson moved into 8 as well, but he's a few holes behind them as well here today. Looks like there's going to be some low numbers for this tournament.
Soft course, a lot of rain earlier in the week.
Canada. Sorry.
Yeah. Unlike me, I hate soft golf course because I get no roll on my short drives.
Exactly.
These guys love it.
Your ball just stops.
Yeah.
And you're like, I normally get an extra 100 yards. What the heck?
I'm the only guy that can back up his driver, but not his wedge.
Your chip shots. Chip shots go forever.
Yeah.
Your driver comes
They'll
back
roll
to you.
out across the green and my drive hits, and it's the only place it'll back up 2 inches from the divot.
But I like the RBC Canadian Open. I think it's a lot of fun of a golf tournament generally out there in Toronto, I believe is where it is.
Just outside
this year,
Toronto,
right?
yeah.
Toronto this year.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's pretty. When it's outside of Vancouver and they play over there, God, it's just amazing sights.
Caledon, Ontario, Canada.
Maybe they'll go see the giant waterfall outside of Buffalo between
Niagara
Falls. Maybe they're all gonna go see Niagara Falls.
You didn't know Niagara Falls.
I drew a blank. I could picture water.
I thought you were going to say the Space Needle or whatever.
No, that's over in Seattle.
Yeah, there's something in Ontario too. Big tall thing with a restaurant revolving.
I don't know. It's in Canada. I don't care. Sorry.
Hey, anything happened to you yesterday?
No. Kept them. Well, freaking Knights are about to lose the NHL Finals. That happened to me.
Are they going back to Carolina now?
Yeah, that's the question I got. We got coming up here. We're gonna ask that question after this weekend. Are we gonna have hockey and basketball anymore? One game this weekend for both of them. Is it gonna be over? I know, because I was like looking at ticket prices for Sunday night. So I'm like, ooh, I'm not going now. I'm not gonna pay that kind of money to watch them lose. Post the trophy up. Ugh, no, thank you.
They can celebrate with the Hurricanes.
I like the Hurricanes. Rod Brindamore's like just unbelievable talent and stuff. I just never rooted for him, and I just have no life to him and everything. And I just don't want to have to deal with Kobe and his fandom of the Hurricanes over here on Monday. He's probably going to come in just celebrating.
He's very quiet about his family. He's not nearly as annoying as you.
Well, that's because you chastised him when he first got here and interned with us, and you're like, an Eagles fan. Don't ever talk to me again. Who do you think you are? Ever since then, he's afraid to talk to us, Dale. Thinks I'm with you.
I forgot all about that. If he likes the Eagles, then yeah, hush him up.
Yeah, see? He says he's going to buy him an Eagles helmet and put it on the desk right here.
I will smash that. I don't care if it cuts my skin up.
So that takes that Sunday out. Rattlers play Sunday night here at home. Fishers Freight. Should be a good game. Fishers is a good team, but they've lost a few. But that East is a tough division this year. I think the winner, unless it's Vegas, I think the winner for the IFL Cup is probably coming out of the East this year. Maybe Vegas can do it, but other than that, I think it's an East deal.
You're already writing off the Rattlers? Wow.
Well, to be fair, I wrote them off like a month ago.
Wow.
But that's Sunday night. Then, of course, you got UFC White House card on Sunday this week.
On Sunday.
Same time. So I'm going to be at the Rattlers game with my phone on the UFC, or maybe on the computer. My phone will be on the
hockey.
Probably not. It was funny though last night, man. Like, I was sitting there and I go, Carolina's going to win this. Like, it's halfway through the second period. Like, I was just like,
you can't ever tell who's going to win a game in either the finals or the NHL.
So me and Sweet Autumn went to Denny's for dinner last night. I knew that'd be his reaction. They opened a Denny's like literally outside my neighborhood in the Safeway right there, like a year ago or so. And everybody talks about going there and everything. So I was like, let's go. Oh, I love some pancakes for dinner. That sounds awesome. Yeah, we walked in. We were the only people in this place at like 7 p.m. and everything. But we had the game on our phone and stuff. But it's just you could just tell. I think to sum it up, I think the Hurricanes. I think the magic from the Knights is over. I think the Hurricanes have solved it. And the Hurricanes can just score too much. And it's hard to compete with them. It's hard to compete with them.
Okay.
And the defense isn't there. We'll talk about that coming up. NBA as well. Dale's favorite thing, the World Cup is going on right now, Dale.
Are you going to do a daily recap?
I'm not going to do it. Well, because there's 2 games yesterday. I watched them. I watched half of one. The second game, I watched the whole Mexico game yesterday here. And then today, U.S. plays tonight. I'm obviously going to watch that. But then tomorrow starts like 4 games throughout the day. So it's just 2 and 2. So it's kind of a slow build up here. U.S. will win tonight, folks. I know they're going to have a terrible World Cup. This team is awful. But because my point here, Dale, is we're going to see they expanded this tournament. There's more teams than ever been allowed in this World Cup tournament. And you're going to see teams that aren't very good, America, win some games because they're playing teams that are really, really bad and shouldn't be here. We're setting it up for the 24-team playoff in the football. We're changing it up to the 76 teams in the NCAA tournament. Just a lot of garbage games are going to be coming our way until we get to the elimination round and it lights up.
Well, do you think America makes it out of that knockout round?
I'm releasing my picks later on today, Dale. If they do, they'll be the second team that goes out. But I do have questions on if they're going to be able to do it.
Who are the other teams in their little bracket?
Of course, you would ask me that now. I always get the Turkey's in it. They play Turkey on like June 25th here. Australia's in it. And they play. I always want to say Uruguay, but it's not Uruguay. It's Paraguay. Who they play tonight? I don't know why. Uruguay and Paraguay. I don't even know if they're 2 separate countries. I don't even know where they are on the map. I'm American. I was publicly educated. No clue where they are. I don't know why we need 2 of them. I don't know why we need a Euro and a Para. I don't know why we need that. But I get them confused. But yeah, it's Paraguay. Australia's going to win this group, I think. Now the question is, can the U.S. beat Turkey and go through? Stay tuned. My predictions coming up later on some World Cup stuff we'll be putting out on the YouTube channel and things like that. But a daily thing, I'm not going to commit to daily because that's a lot. But I'll do some recaps and have some fun with it. We'll talk some more of that coming up today as well. And the World Cup, College World Series gets underway today as well.
Did Lou make his pick?
Oh yeah, SEC did. Do that. SEC did.
Yeah, but isn't North Carolina probably the best team?
He he said Texas, North Carolina, and West Virginia are the 3 teams you should be looking at to win this. 1 SEC team out of 5. The SEC was better. They'd have more than 1. They'd have more than 2 teams in the final. Stupid SEC sucks. Can't even do that. 5 teams and 3 of them are going to be eliminated at least. Crap.
Yeah,
come back, folks.
NCAA.
Come back. back here. Main event, having some fun. Yeah, speaking of, we're going to do everything we can to not talk Diamondbacks because here we are. We're in our prolonged slump that the Torey Lovello teams go through. We have to sit here and wait a month now for this team to wake up and do something because we can't get out of slumps at all because we're the Diamondbacks. Talk about that later on.
At least it's June, Steve.
Yeah, great. Until the slump goes until August, Dale. That'll be fun. Looking forward to that.
Doomsday. Doomsday, Steve.
What do you got going on this weekend, Dale? Give us some positivity.
Well, actually, I'm getting dragged to my granddaughter's dance recital.
Oh, those are so cute. Once your granddaughter dances, all the other ones are not as cute as you'd like them.
Yeah, I can tell you I'm not in front of her. I make it a big deal, but outside of being in front of her,
yeah, it's one of those things where you quickly learn how little you care about other people's kids.
Oh, I've already learned.
No, but it hits you smack in the face. Like the seventh dance of somebody that you don't know is out there, and you're just like, for the love of God, this needs to hurry up. So good luck to you, man.
Mesa Fine Arts Building.
Oh my God, you're even coming out to Ghetto Mesa there, downtown Mesa.
Yeah. We were mapsing it yesterday, see how long it takes us to get there.
35 minutes, 40 minutes at the most.
Yeah, but you don't know what's closed, what's open. 51's closed.
Let's all cry for Dale. I got to go to Glendale on Sunday. You're complaining about driving to Mesa. Well, at least this time, don't reach out to me and ask me to come to. Even though I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off. I don't have anything going on.
We got extra tickets. Steve.
Do you?
Yeah.
How much are they? $35. That's the other thing. The prices for them are ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know what Brooke paid for them.
It's ridiculous.
I don't want to know.
You pay all that money for the lessons and the club and the outfits, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's $100 to get in," and you're like, "What am I paying for otherwise?"
To see her do two dances.
Yeah, but it's a group, right? Like it's
yeah.
So no, you're gonna see about 30 dances, Dale. Just 2 for her. And the worst part of it is the other thing you're going to learn. Her first dance will be like 3 or 4 in. So you'll be like, all right, 1 down. And her last dance will be like second to last.
Yeah.
Third to last.
Kind of like a track meet.
It's not like you can, like, even if it's in the middle or two like really close together and you're like, okay, we can get out of here. No, you're going to be there. Oh, good luck to you, man. Just don't be like those people like when I would go to Autumn's daughter's dance stuff and things. Just don't be like the parents that are always there. It drives me nuts. The ones where their kids aren't up there and they're back there just yapping away and they're talking like loud voices, like their regular voices. And you're like, although I don't care about these kids dancing up here, and obviously you don't, but at least keep it down during the dance.
Show some respect.
Yeah, like don't be like that. Because I would just, oh my God. It is annoying as hell.
The only time that I enjoyed track meets were when Hillary's a senior, Kendall's a freshman, and they both were running track, so they each were in 4 different events, so there's something going on. But when it was just Hillary or just Kendall, they were in 4 events, but there'd be an hour apart.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
You're going to be like, her first one's going to be like second. You're going to be like, nice. Hour and a half later, you're going to be like, there's 7 more before she comes out again. But I'll tell you this. It is fun watching them grow up and dance and stuff like that. But I'll tell you this. Looking back at it, when they're super little, those are the best. Those are the best ones to be at.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to say it this way. They're not good, but it's like a cute not good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually kind of fun to watch them go and stuff like that. Because they're kind of like just looking around and unsure what they're doing and nervous and everything. You'll have fun when she's out there. Just have your phone on so you can surf the web or whatever. If you need me to come rescue you, just shoot me a text. I'll come by. I'll make up an emergency.
I might actually be watching some World Cup.
That's what I was just going to say. I was like, text me. Dude, I know a couple places right there by that place, a little dive bars right there that we could run over to right over there by Westwood. We could hit those up, and I can have you back before her event goes again. You could be back.
Is that where this place is by Westwood?
Here's the other good part. Well, it's a couple miles from it.
Okay.
Here's the other part. She won't even know if you're there or not. So,
well, she said I can't yell her name out.
That's my point. So she won't even know if you're there or not. So afterwards, you just got to show up, and then she comes out of the back, and you just be like, "Oh my god, that was so great!" It's not like she's gonna go, "What part did you like the best?" Oh, the part where you put your leg in the air.
Your twirl.
The Fine Arts is where you at? You said
Mesa Fine Arts.
Is that the Mesa Arts Center? That's the Performing Arts Center, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's right there in downtown. No, I guess it's farther westward than I'm giving it credit to. Not too bad, but there's some places down there. My lawyer's office is right there. Why don't you stick your head in there for me, Dale?
Mesa Arts Center, 1 East Main Street.
Yeah, literally, if you walk to the corner right there and walk 1 block north, you'll see a big brick building there. You'll see Jackson White Law Firm right there. Stick your head in there for me and tell them what I think of them. My law firm.
Is this the one you like or no?
No, this is the one that did the guys of the collection firm the other day.
Yeah.
They're overseeing. They do family law, they do criminal law, which is why they have the tenant situation going on there. They did HOA law for a while. That guy retired. They helped me out with some HOA stuff back in the day for my rental property. So I'm very familiar with
when you walk in, does everybody go, Steve?
Oh, every time I go there, I look for my plaque. This building built by the McCollum family. I do remember, though, it is a funny story. Like when I was going through all the family law stuff, and my lawyer, it's a cool dude. He goes, hey, you're off the clock, and I go, okay, good. So he goes, here's my question for you, and he goes, these are the BMWs I'm looking at. He puts out a couple of them, and I go, are you asking me because I'm paying for this BMW? And he goes, well, you're not the only one. Funny story, though. Fast forward, 4 or 5 years later, I had to go back in and see him for some follow-up stuff. And I go, 5 years later, I go, you still got that BMW? He goes, yep. Yep, sure do. He goes, low mileage, too, because COVID. Didn't have to drive it as much. And I'm just like, you son of a...
Well, at least it was kind enough to tell you you're off the clock, because when they start making small talk in the middle of your case,
you keep it rolling.
Yeah.
You keep it rolling. It's like, how you doing? What do we got?
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Doesn't matter how I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's like when you go see the dentist or you go take your car in. How you doing today? Well, if I was doing really good, I wouldn't be here.
Exactly. I know. No, it was just always funny. Because I used to always say that to him, too. I'd be like, all right, are we done? He'd be like, yep. And I'd be like, all right. And then we talk about other things.
How about them dime back?
Well, that's the problem. When people find out what we do, what's the natural conversation go to? Mm-hmm. For me, it's either business or it's, the market or whatever, or it's sports that they want to talk to you about. So in certain circumstances, you just got to make sure you're off the clock. Well, I'm going to say on that. You got to pay attention to that going forward as well. Dale, I want to get this out of the way. Seriously. I want to get this out.
Uh-oh.
Why do your Diamondbacks suck so much? They're unwatchable. This is garbage.
Why? Well, because they're not hitting the ball, and they're not pitching. That's a bad combination in baseball.
0 for 7 with runners in scoring position yesterday.
I guess I should rephrase that. Because for the most part, they are getting hits.
They're getting on base. Now, 2 or 3 is not enough.
No.
But they're getting guys on base, and they are getting guys and runners, and they are getting runners in scoring position. They're I saw the stat. I'll have to find it here. They're 11 out of 103 over the last, this losing stretch. I'm exaggerating there, I'm sure. But that's the problem. They're not getting the timely hits. And they're not getting the timely hits from the people that you're paying to get timely hits from. That's the problem.
0 for 7 yesterday. You get a pitcher that goes out there and pitches 6 innings, gives up 2 runs, and then your bullpen comes in,
Shuts him out.
And does a really nice job. 2 runs, you should win 99% of those games.
Agree 1,000%.
And yet, there's been a couple times now where it's not even like it's close.
More than a couple, yeah.
0 for 7 runners in scoring position.
6 innings pitched for Merrill Kelly. Wasn't the best outing. Gave up that run in the first inning and things. Wasn't the best outing, but he ground through 6 innings and got you 2 runs, and you can't put a run on the board? Seriously?
Arenado was 0 for 2 with run in scoring position. Barossa 0 for 1.
Yeah, he's
Perdomo 0 for 1.
Barossa's days are numbered here because supposedly Lawler's back today.
Yeah.
We've got to wait for it to be official. Supposedly Lawler's back. We're going to see who the corresponding move is. It's probably going to be Barossa, if I had to guess.
Corbin Carroll 0 for 1 run in scoring position. Moreno and Tommy Troy. Yeah. All 0 for 1.
I'll forgive a young guy for struggling a little bit in this situation. Carroll 0 for 3 yesterday. Now, this is overall, right? Moreno 0 for 3 yesterday. Arenado 0 for 4 yesterday. Perdomo 0 for 3 yesterday as well.
Well, here's the thing. The Diamondbacks had 3 hits.
Marte is 1 for 4.
3 hits. You're not winning any games with 3 hits. You're not usually going to get 3 home runs. But your pitchers gave up 5 hits and 2 runs.
Yeah.
Steve, your Diamondback, what's the remedy for your Diamondbacks to get out of this thing?
Fire Torrey?
This isn't a Torrey issue. Stop. This is not a Torrey issue.
You sure?
Yes. This is a player issue. And guess what, Steve? You're right once again, as your Diamondbacks are a 500 team. Officially.
Built that big lead, come right back down again. Absolutely, Dale. No, my problem with Torrey is that they can't get out of these slumps. They go in these elaborate slumps and everything, and that's the problem with it. They can't get out of these slumps fast. Every team goes through slumps. They can't get out of them. They just shrug their shoulders. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to get any better starting tonight.
Well,
playing a really good team starting tonight.
They're playing Washington, right?
No, Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati, that's right.
You wouldn't know that because you would have to have Apple TV tonight to watch it. So Major League Baseball is doing you a favor, Diamondbacks fans.
Well, just like 3 days ago, we were talking about the Diamondbacks. Even if they were struggling a little bit, they were in the 3rd wild card position as the playoffs started today. Well, now they're a game and a half out. There's 4 teams that moved ahead of them.
Throw it up there, Kobe, the NL wild card standings, if you would. Robert says, my guess is Groover is going back down if Lawler comes back. I don't disagree with you on that. It's in terms of the veteran guys, I'd pay attention to Barossa, of course, as the veteran guy to go down. But I do think it'll probably be one of the younger guys as well. So the other side is Lawler wasn't in Reno for very long on his comeback. And guys struggle when they come off the IL here with the Diamondbacks as well. So, like Robert says, is he even ready to come here as well? He says Hazen likes to rush guys back before they get their timing as well. So I don't disagree. They're bringing it back, but they need help. I think they're grasping at straws, which is why you sign a guy that's on PED, whatever, right now is there. But look at this. Yeah, they were in the 3rd NL wildcard spot. Nationals, Cubs, Pirates all moved ahead of them. Just in the outside looking in wild card spot. Obviously, Padres moved up as well.
And the Marlins are only half a game behind them to jump them.
3-7 in their last 10. Ann brought this up on Twitter last night. She said, could a locker room rift be causing what's happening right now?
I have a hard time qualifying that as the reason you're only getting 3 hits in a game.
Because I tend to agree with you on baseball because now baseball, although you like to say go up there and do your job, but if Marte's not hitting as the leadoff, Carroll's not hitting as the second guy, or let's say Marte's not hitting as the leadoff, that affects the way you pitch to Carroll. Because you don't have to worry about walking Marte. You can just pitch to him and he's going to strike out or whatever. Which means you can now pitch Carroll differently than if Marte's on base. And that's where I'm just like, put Put Carroll as the leadoff. Get him on base because then they'll change the way they pitch to Marte. Maybe that'll help him out. So it's easy to say every player has to get up there and stuff like that. I just think, and I've said this for the last couple of years, Dale. This will ring true in years. This team is like their manager and their front office, just lethargic. There's no urgency. When the Phillies went on this terrible losing streak to begin this season, what'd they do? Fired their manager. You're out of here. Other teams make drastic moves and things to try to spur them out of it. What have the Diamondbacks done? What's my favorite saying on the planet? Change something. Anything. Change the colors of the M&Ms on the secretary's desk. Change the bubblegum flavor. Change the Gatorade flavor. The bus goes a different way to the ballpark on this day. You show up later. You show up earlier. What have the Diamondbacks done to change anything? Cut a guy. Send a message. Bench a guy. And don't say it's because he's tired. Go, he's not performing. He needs to rest. He's not performing. He's got to figure out what's wrong with his head. So he's going to be batting practice underneath the stadium.
Jumble up the batting order.
That's the argument. It's simple things you can do.
At least try.
Put Carroll at 1. Move Marte down to 2.
Or
Easiest
7.
thing to do. How long did it take to put Perdomo at 7? They don't do anything. They just continue to do the same thing. And it's just not working. And it's frustrating. Do something. I'm going to get a text later. The M&Ms are green today, Steve. We did change the M&Ms 3 days ago, and nothing's changed. Robert says, somebody needs to get cut or removed from the 40-man. They said they don't have a slot. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think Barossa doesn't have options, I don't believe. Let me double check that. That's my point. Your 40-man roster is pretty packed. So you have to make that move. If moving Groover down to Reno isn't opening up a 40-man roster spot. You have to actually have to remove somebody from this team. And you know they're not going to do Pavin Smith because that guy's got blackmail photos of somebody.
Hey.
I'm looking up Jorge Barossa right now. Oh, no. Yeah, he's out of options, which means you have to DFA him. And he's not playing well. He can't. Oh, my God. Not playing well. Let's just put it that way. Ugh. 172 batting average.
Yeah, that's not real good, is it?
It's a small move. It's not. I mean, is it going to improve your team?
Is it going to send a message? No.
It's going to show you're willing to do something, doesn't it?
Out of necessity.
Just sending guys up and down doesn't send a message to the guys. Hey, you're out of options. You're not safe on this team. Alec Thomas. I'm just saying, change something. They go in these slumps and they don't do anything. It's not going to get any easier. And Major League Baseball is doing us all a favor. They put the game on Apple TV tonight. So the national media has to watch this garbage, not us. Because I refuse to buy Apple TV for a few baseball games a year. Throw up the NL West standings. We showed you the wild card. Throw up the NL West standings here just so we can all get depressed some more. The good news is the Padres still suck. So you're right there with them for second place. But like I said, the bigger issue is wild card. Still plenty of time, but we showed you the wild card. 4 teams have moved ahead of them in the wild card. 5 teams have moved ahead of them in the wild card standings. It's harder to come back and get a wild card spot when you're battling it with 5 other teams.
Yes. You know, it's one thing if you're a game behind one other team, but if you're a game behind 4 other teams,
they all have to lose when you win, and that's very difficult to do, and stuff to that effect. Here's my question. We don't need to answer it today. It's just a question I'm going to put out there for you, Dale, and everybody else on this. 500 is not going to be good enough to get into the wild card this year. I know we have it there. You see they're 500. They're back in the 3rd spot, but they're beating with the Padres. They aren't that far ahead of, they're a several bad series away from getting back into this with the Giants and Rockies at the bottom. Throw up the NL wild card one again if you have it there again. I want to show you something that is concerning to me here. Diamondbacks are 500 right now, 34-34. Yes, they're only one game in the win column behind the Pirates, Cubs, Nationals, and the Padres right now, right? They have 35 wins. Diamondbacks have 34. Perfect. And those teams are 4-6, 3-7, 5-5 ahead of them, and their last 10, 3-7 for the Padres. Everybody's scuffling now. At some point, some of these teams are going to wake up. You just played the Marlins. You just get the Marlins back into the wild card by letting them sweep you. They're now in this, and you're competing with them. You got the Reds. You have a bad series against the Reds. They're going to be competing with you for this wild card. If this trend continues, what they're on now, are they sellers at the trade deadline?
Don't start with that.
Keep that in mind.
I'd rather talk to World Cup.
500 ain't going to be good enough this year. Ain't. I'm going to use bad English to get my point across. Ain't.
Let's talk the soccer about that redheaded guy that used to be a good American soccer player.
Lexi Lawless?
Yeah.
The guy that just every 4 years they prop him up and talk soccer. You never hear from him otherwise.
Yes.
I saw Landon Donovan the other day talking about American soccer, and I'm like, the hell's he been? Come on back, folks. Second hour main event coming up next. I'm back here. Second hour of the main event. Dale will be back here in just a moment. He had to go handle some things in the other room. He'll be back in just a moment. But thank you for joining us here on this Friday edition. Of course, talking some Diamondbacks. Get that negativity out of the way from that. Big weekend series. This is getting huge here in terms of importance for this Diamondbacks team out there. Well, ask you guys, right? Join the chat on YouTube, TME Media AZ. Of course, we're live 8 to 10 a.m. there on YouTube, and then, of course, on demand after that. Robert says they probably won't cut Pavin. Torrey likes two left-handed hitters that can't hit. And says even if you tie with other teams the way it's going, they don't have the tiebreaker. Yeah, that's my point. 500 is not going to get you into the playoffs this year. And what do you do with the manager? What do you do with your team? Again, there's another added benefit. There's another added pressure coming up to this trade deadline if you want to. Strike coming up next year. You want to change your payroll. You want to adjust your stuff so you're ready after the labor negotiation next year to be ready to move forward, either with free agents or re-signing your guys and staying within whatever financial framework comes. And don't mistake it. Diamondbacks are a team that would sell to save some money going into that as well. So you have that side you got to keep in mind in the back of your head going to that trade deadline as well. Robert says you can't be sellers if you have nothing to sell. Well, we've talked about that, right? Gallon, like with Coop. He's like, trade Gallon. Who's going to want him? You're not even going to get a bag of balls. They're going to be like, we got old orange slices for you. They'll be like, oh, no. The other team will be like, we got grape gum. No, we've always had strawberry, the Diamondbacks will say. We don't change a thing. We just keep going the way we are.
You are something else.
We can't have grape gum.
Hey, I got a beef to pick with you.
Oh.
Well, what is Ethan doing around here? I thought you guys were give me. You don't give me enough time to get up, walk 30 steps to pee, to come back in a commercial break. What's up with that? Thought you've been telling me since the new year that you're gonna extend that a little bit to give me a little break.
Oh no, why don't you ask Ethan?
He's your son. He's your employee. You pay him.
Hey, my son here. He's an employee here. You could have stopped and asked him.
No, I already knew you were back. I had a rush.
No, I tell you didn't. No, we do that on purpose because we don't want you part of the program. So
okay,
we're trying to send a message.
That makes sense.
I think I said it on it. I had this big grand idea that was going to be funny and stuff. I couldn't make it work. So actually, because the youngins out there, I don't understand AI and making videos and stuff like that. Ethan understands that stuff. So he's actually been working on some new logos and stuff like that. It's actually pretty nice. Dale, this stuff just doesn't happen overnight. He's been working with us for 3 weeks. It doesn't just happen, Tiger.
A lot of sitting around.
Well, today he's getting the real mate. He's been working on the real Matrix yesterday.
Oh, has
today.
he? Okay.
To get that up at noon today over on Rumble and on the free podcast system as well. Part 3 of the Charlie Kirk saga out today at noon. Of course, rumble.com/user/TME media. For those of you that prefer Rumble over YouTube, all of your things on demand over there at Rumble. We're only live here at YouTube, TME Media AZ as well here. So appreciate you joining us. Get on the chat line as well. How did the Diamondbacks get out of this slump? Is the question.
Remember, there's still 100 games left. We don't need to talk about tiebreakers and playoffs and all that.
Dale, you can get out of this. Better. You have another series where you look like you've looked in the last 15 games. You're in trouble. You're not going to be able to make it up when you're a 500 team. These other teams are going to just keep winning, falling apart, all that stuff. You'll be out of it in no time. Hey, speaking of World Cup yesterday, Mexico opens up the tournament yesterday. 3 red cards given out in this game. 3. If you don't know about football, red cards means you're basically kicked out of that rest of that game and you miss the next game. The red cards. Big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
3 of them were given out yesterday in that game alone. The last World Cup, 2022. 4 were given out total in the whole tournament.
Really?
Do we have an officiating issue? We'll have to pay attention and see out there as well. As I told you earlier, I'm going to put out on social media and do some stuff later on about the World Cup and kind of just my picks. Who gets out of these brackets? I do think the U.S. I don't want to spoil it. Do I have the U.S. going out? Or do I have Turkey ahead? Australia's going to win Group D. But can the U.S. beat Turkey to advance out of it? They'll win tonight because Paraguay, whatever they're called. Whatever. I don't know why we need a Paraguay when we have a Uruguay. That joke was done earlier, I know, but I'm not a joke. I'm baffled by this. They're ranked like 41 in the world. They're not good. U.S. better win tonight. There's no guarantee they're going to win because this U.S. team is not good.
How are we not good, Steve?
Because we're the U.S. We don't develop talent here.
There are more and more kids playing soccer every year.
But in America.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's the problem. We need more and more kids being superstars at the football where they go overseas at 16, 17-year-olds and play over there and develop. Playing for AYSO soccer ain't going to get you to the World Cup levels.
Who's the favorite?
Spain.
Okay.
Spain. Everybody's on Spain's bandwagon this year. All the eyes are going to be on Argentina. Obviously, Lionel Messi's final World Cup. They're the defending champions coming into it as well. Yeah. But Spain, everybody's on Spain's bandwagon. I hope they lose. You know what I always say, folks? Screw those Spaniards. I really don't. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know why. Do people hate Spain? I don't even know. I watched Zorro one time. Wasn't he Spanish? I don't know. Maybe not. Dale, you going to watch any of this tournament this weekend? I know Sunday night you're booked. Hockey, UFC, Rattlers. You going to watch it otherwise?
I'm not going to watch it tomorrow night.
Why not? What do you got?
NBA basketball.
Oh, you're going to watch the Spurs lose by 30? Okay.
Wow.
All right. You're going to.
Steve, what I'm wondering, because I keep checking my mailbox every day, have you been invited to the Taylor Swift Kelsey wedding?
You have to check your mailbox. That's where you're going wrong.
What?
No. When I turned down Taylor from going to that Knicks game and sitting on the sideline with her with those ugly girls, all wearing the same blue shirts. When I turned down that event with Taylor,
she disinvited you?
No. I told her I can't do your wedding and the Knicks game on the sideline. I said, so find some ugly girls and have them go with you, and I'll just see you at your wedding.
They just can't be her friends. They got to be ugly girls.
It was no.
That's
what I mean,
Steve.
and I don't mean ugly physically. I don't care about that. Dale, the Knicks made a basket, and they were like ring around the posy. They were like hugging each other and jumping up and down.
It's ring around the rosy.
I don't care what it was. Well, I don't care what it is. It was obnoxious. It was ridiculous. It was just ugliness on that sideline.
They were excited.
It was
Steve.
ugliness. Yeah. How many Knicks games have they gone to this year?
Well, they went to the Cleveland, New York game.
As Cleveland fans, she's from Philadelphia. Get out of here with that garbage.
You're a New York Giants fan. And you're from Phoenix.
But there's a reason why.
That's the reason why she's a fan.
Except for Philadelphia has sports teams. I grew up in a city that didn't have sports teams. The difference. They didn't have a football team. There's a difference. Last time I checked, the Eagles have been around for a long time.
Too long.
That's what I mean. It was just nonsense on that sideline. It was just ugliness down there, and it was just ugh. But no, I told her I'd be there. I told her I'd be there only if I'm in the close section. Are they really getting married at Madison Square Garden?
Yeah. And somebody asked Andy Reid if he's invited. Are you inviting your head coach if you're getting married, Steve?
If I'm Travis Kelce, yes. They have a relationship.
Yeah.
He'll
be there. If
I'm third string running back, no.
Am I second train going into my second trainer camp? No.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't have the guts to do it. But no, if you're Travis Kelce, absolutely. And Andy Reid's wife probably will be invited too.
Well, I hope so.
Wouldn't that be funny? Coach, we only got room for you.
Yeah.
Does that mean Madison Square Garden's going to be full?
I wonder how many people are going to go.
Oh, they should open it up to the fans.
Oh, yeah, that would be wonderful.
Why?
New York
Why
fans,
Madison Square Garden?
Because it's the Mecca, Steve.
Because you're pretentious asshats.
No, come on.
She performs there to sell out crowds, and now you got to go back and have a wedding. What's it mean to him? It means nothing to him. He's a Cleveland sports fan. He doesn't play there. He's never played in that building.
When has a marriage ever been about the guy?
That's my point. That's my other side of it. That's why this isn't.
So it means something to her.
But she plays there full time. Like, if she plays there and sells it out, why would you want to go do a wedding there? You're there all the time selling it out. Go to a place you haven't been, Taylor. Play the Yum Arena down and go get married at the Yum Arena down in Memphis. Oh no, that's the Smoothie King. Maybe it's New Orleans.
I just wonder if New York fans would be throwing eggs at them like they were doing that at Wemby the other night.
Yeah, so that was my deal with Taylor, at least.
Okay.
Yeah. But me and Travis just don't see eye to eye.
You don't?
Yeah.
No,
he doesn't like me.
Because he's 6'6".
I'm too. You have to look up to him. I'm too much of a threat to him. He looks at me and goes, "Ooh, Red. That guy's too manly.
Why is Taylor looking at him like that?
Yeah, I know. He gets jealous. I know. I keep telling him. Man, you got nothing to worry about. I like her music and all, but I'm not a Taylor fan. I don't like her like that. She's like a sister to me, Travis. He just doesn't get it. He doesn't understand it, Dale.
How about I'm in a very close relationship and I would never think about dating somebody else? How about saying that?
Oh no, I egg him on. Especially when they get married. I want him to hit me because then I'll have access to her fortune as well in that lawsuit. Slow. I play the long game. Play the long game, folks. You brought this up. I can keep going for hours. Robert says, did the referee learn all the bad words in Spanish and African? What language does South Africa speak? They're English, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah. But he says, did the referee learn all the bad words in 2 languages? They have that. What's that headset you can put on and it translates right in your ear?
Did he really say that? Here's a red card. So it's a red card. You're out for the rest of that game and the next one. Next game. And what about a yellow card?
Yellow card. You get 2 yellow cards. It equals 1 red card. And then the red card translates into that. A yellow card? No, so yellow cards continue on, though. So if you get a yellow card yesterday, you get a yellow card in your next match. Yeah, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
What do you get a red card for in soccer?
Bad tackles, like unsafe tackles. Saying unsavory things to people. Being dastardly. Acting like Phil Mickelson, frowned upon. Looking at people the way Travis Kelce looks at me, because he's jealous. He would get a red card too.
Just for the way he looks at you. Why is Taylor looking at you like that? You have a history?
Yeah. No. It's just good. It's good, Travis. You have to work out to get ready for your football season. I just naturally look like this. He's all Travis is like, what do you bench? And I'm like, nothing. Look like this naturally.
I'd almost rather talk about the Diamondbacks. I just want to know if you're going to the wedding. I didn't need all this that Taylor Swift's hitting on you.
I got to let all that. I'm sure hit on me. It's just Travis is jealous. Yeah. Robert says, don't 2 yellows equal a red card? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. If I didn't explain that properly, yes. U.S. opens today against Paraguay at 6 p.m. tonight is when they go after the opening ceremonies, I believe, is when they play. Over at SoFi in Los Angeles, Dale.
Okay.
Not too far away from us here, so we'll have to see. All the games, I believe, are on Fox.
It certainly sounds like that when you watch Fox.
Every commercial is a World Cup commercial.
And they're putting real grass in these stadiums.
Well, they already have. They're not doing it now. Kind of late to do it now.
But, I mean, I saw them doing that.
But yeah, like I think it's Atlanta. They ripped out the artificial turf, and they had to figure out, they had to put all this stuff down so the real grass will grow and drain and stuff while they water it because there's no artificial. Those fields don't go out and go back in.
Right.
To keep the grass fresh in those stadiums, yeah. That's why the NFLPA is complaining about it. You can do it for football, but not for us. No, because soccer players need softly fresh turf. We're dainty in the soccer world, football world. We're dainty. We need soft grass.
So when they get knocked down, they have a nice cushioned landing.
Look, man, those stretcher guys have a lot of pressure to not drop the guy when they put him on that little handheld stretcher and book him off. The guy that comes out, you don't want to ruin artificial turf with that magic spray that a guy's down there and his legs, like he's acting like his legs hanging off, and they lift his pant leg up and they spray that magic ice spray in there. Psh. Then the guy gets up and runs off like nothing's happened, that magic spray. You don't want that to taint the artificial turf. Put stains on it and stuff. You gotta have regular turf for that, Dale. I can't wait. It's gonna be such a fun tournament coming up. You got a lot of bad games. Like you got Haiti, Scotland over the weekend. Tomorrow you got Qatar, Switzerland, Brazil, Morocco. Which Brazil will be a fun team to watch. They always are as well. But tomorrow, if you want to watch it, you got Turkey and Australia, obviously, in the U.S. brackets. They do play tomorrow night, 9 p.m. tomorrow. That might be Eastern time, 6 p.m. From SoFi as well, because U.S. has to play them coming up as well. But Sunday, some good ones out there. You can see Germany on Sunday, Netherlands, Japan on Sunday coming up as well. So some good games over the weekend, Dale, if you're interested. Where's Cabo Verde at? If I had to give you two choices, Dale. Where's Cabo Verde?
Is that out by the Verde River?
Yeah, they're the Verde Valley.
Is it the
Verde Valley
Verde
has a team in the World Cup, yes.
Or the North Verde.
Yes. So that's how. This is why expansion of playoffs and stuff is not good. Literally, a team called Campe Verde is playing in this tournament. Yeah, you looking it up?
No, I'm gonna.
They're officially called the Republic of Cabo Verde. Has anybody heard of this country?
No.
Anybody heard of it? Well, they're in this World Cup. They're off the coast of West Africa on an island. It consists of 10 volcanic islands with a combined land area of about 4,000 square kilometers. So they're just islands off to the side. Their soccer team qualified for this tournament. They play Spain on Monday. So good luck to them. Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand, Saudi Arabia, Uruguay. Not Paraguay, Uruguay. There you go, Dale. Campe Verde.
All right, Paraguay and Uruguay. Between 650 and 7 miles apart. Which is better to live in, Steve, if you had to pick one?
Oh, well, 2 is better than a Euro, so I'd say Paraguay.
Uruguay is superior if you want European-style infrastructure, progressive laws, and high safety. Wow, Paraguay is better off if your goal is a lower cost of living. Mesa.
Feels like I'm going to Uruguay tomorrow or Paraguay tomorrow. That's how they describe the difference between the two?
Yeah.
Seriously?
They're deeply friendly, cooperative relations built on mutual respect and shared regional goals.
They're hoping to score some goals over the next few weeks, aren't they? Thank you, folks.
They're fellow founding members of the Mercosur trade bloc. You don't talk about that on your.
I'm going to.
On your
I'm making notes,
financial
Dale.
show.
I'm making deals right now.
Jeez.
It's so stupid on a Friday. Friday shows are so dumb.
What was the name of the Campo Verde?
Campe Verde. Yeah, it's not West Africa. It's islands off of West Africa.
Oh, you looked it up?
Yeah. I'm glad you were paying attention.
I don't care.
I didn't look it up. I knew exactly where it was. Used to vacation there.
Oh, bro.
Colors World Series gets underway today. Bracket 1 starts today. Bracket 2 tomorrow. Bracket 2 is the one which is all SEC teams in it. West Virginia, 2 p.m. Eastern is the first game today there in Omaha. It's West Virginia and Troy. Lou says Troy's alive in this tournament. My question on West Virginia is, they came into this, they killed Cal Poly like 12-2, 14-2 in their 2 games in the Super Regional. West Virginia is coming in with really good pitching and really hot bats. Does it continue is what you got to think about for West Virginia.
They've had a week off.
Exactly. And Omaha gets different. There's limited wind today. I did check this morning because the wind will blow in here. And the wind is very limited today, especially in this first game. So West Virginia has the potential to launch some balls out there. So that's the first game. Second game, North Carolina, Ole Miss. Loser goes into the loser bracket. You are at an absolute disadvantage if you don't win your first game.
It's double elimination.
Double elimination.
Yep.
Because if you don't win your first game, so first game they play today, and then they play Sunday again at 7 p.m., the winners. Losers, they play on Sunday, then they play on Tuesday. And whereas if you're in the winner bracket, you're off all the way until Wednesday of next week, and you got to lose twice at that point.
Right.
On top of it. So it's very important you win game one. And these are some tough matchups. Then tomorrow you've got Alabama, Oklahoma, and then you've got Georgia, Texas, the afternoon game. Georgia and Texas, both of these teams could probably win this tournament. And they play each other in the first round, and one team is going into that loser bracket. Woo! This is going to be fun, folks. College World Series to set it up for you out there. So when we come back, we'll have a better idea of who's eliminated, who's moving on here when we come back on Monday as well. But these are going to be fun games, Dale. Check it out, ESPN, starting today.
Yeah, I just remember over the years hearing Lou talk about the difference on some of these teams that hit a lot of home runs. Mm-hmm. You go to Omaha, it's a much bigger field, mm-hmm. Longer to hit home runs, and the wind tends to blow in.
Yeah.
And so it's a disadvantage for
I
some of these
don't know
schools.
What the wind is like tomorrow. West Virginia can beat you if they don't hit a bunch of home runs and stuff to that effect. Their pitching is elite. So they don't have to rely on it like a lot of teams will rely on it and things to that effect. I'll put it this way. I think West Virginia is probably going to be playing in the championship game. I'm going West Virginia. I am worried about them, though, just because when you come in with basically no competition, I worry about you in this. If it's not West Virginia, it will be North Carolina in the championship game. On the other bracket, I know it's not going to be Oklahoma. Other than that, I don't know who it's going to be. Alabama, Texas, Georgia. If I had to put money on it, I'd probably say Texas. But I have so much hatred for that school. I'd rather not pick them there. But I really don't know. It could be Alabama, Georgia, or Texas getting it to that final game as well. I think this is the most wide open I could think this tournament span. I can also say it's the most exciting because you don't have a dominant team where you sit here and go, well, that team's definitely going to make it the way they're playing. I think this is going to be fun. Starts today for tomorrow for you baseball fans. And here's the other side of it. You don't have to watch Diamondbacks baseball if you like a baseball fan. You can watch College World Series and have more fun with that than watching them go 0 for 7 in runners in scoring position.
The top player, major league draft pick prospect in the World Series. Guess what school he's from?
College World Series?
Yeah.
He's in the College World Series?
Yes.
Troy? I'm just guessing the lower team.
Yeah, Jimmy Janicki.
You wouldn't be bringing that up if it was Texas.
No. It surprised me because I'm trying to look at some names to keep an eye
on. Interesting enough, Landon Hairston for ASU, is up for the Golden Spike Award, which is, best player in college baseball. Won an award yesterday. He announced yesterday he's coming back to ASU for his junior season. Now, baseball is different, right? They're changing the rules, but if you go to college and don't go pro, you have to stay for 3 years. So he's not eligible for the draft. He's got to play college ball next year, but he's staying at ASU next year, which means he's getting the NIL money to stay here as well, coming up for him. So that's exciting news next year for ASU baseball. It'd be fun to watch if he can duplicate, even if he's 75% of what he did this year. It's going to be a fun kid to watch next year.
Yeah, that's the thing about that kind of stuff. It's like, gosh, how much would he love to be coming out in this year's draft?
Exactly, right? Be like, woo! Yeah. 7 for 72 is what the Diamondbacks went in that Seattle series, or since the Seattle series. Diamondbacks are 7 for 72 with runners in scoring position, folks. I said 11 and 103 earlier. That tells me I wasn't too far off with my memory. Oh, yeah, I wasn't. Diamondbacks in the last 15 games are 11 for 105. Runners in scoring position, Dale.
That's not a good percentage, Steve.
I'm not going to do the math on that because I think even my calculator would be like, why are you calculating such bad stuff? 11 for 105 in the last 15 games. Dear God. You get a guy in on runners in scoring position just out of accident, a check bunt or something. You hit a pop fly to the outfield and it just carries by the wind over the line. Diamondbacks aren't even getting that right now out there either. Holy cow, what is happening? NFL news out there before we get to NHL and NBA. It must be the offseason of football, Dale.
Coaches hate this time of year.
Broncos, Jonathan Cooper arrested again for domestic violence charges.
He violated his probation
Yes.
and the restraining order.
Yes. For the Broncos on the defensive side. Heck of a player, too. Gotta love it, man. Do you think the coach is going, we just finished OTAs?
No, I mean, again, it was one of those things, and like I was reading the article about the Cardinals and the day, giving them the last day off and all that. It's 40 days until they get together as a team again.
Yeah. Well, for the Cardinals, is it 40 days for the Cardinals? Yeah. And they get together about a week earlier because they have the Hall of Fame game,
And coaches just hate this time of year. And if you don't hear it once, you don't hear it twice, you hear it like 10 times. Don't screw up. Don't screw up.
Yeah. He got arrested originally. Him and his girlfriend got arrested and charged. So at least this is both of them, kind of a deal. But June 4th, he
already violated
it.
Restraining order.
Yeah. 6 days later. What is happening here? Welcome to the NFL offseason.
Always gives you something to talk about, doesn't it?
The problem is when you violate it, they add all those other charges.
Yeah, now it's felonies.
They didn't want to do. Yeah, I know. Well, that's part of the threat that they give you. We won't charge you if you just avoid by this. And then they're like, oh, add it on there. So that's happening out there in the NFL world as well. That's the thing, man. It gets quiet around the NFL this time of year. I mean, here's my question for you, because like you said, July 22nd is when the Cardinals get together for training camp. About a week before everybody else. Except for, of course, Carolina, because they play in the Hall of Fame game too. Are we going to hear a resolution in Jacoby Brissett before, let's say a week before, because they'll be back and ramping up the week before. Let's say before July 15th, are we going to hear a resolution on Jacoby Brissett's situation by July 15th?
No. I think this goes into training camp. Otherwise, if everybody was reasonable, and that includes Jacoby, I think they would already have made a slight adjustment.
I agree with you, just simply because deadline spurs things solving. And what
deadline spur action?
Yeah. So, like, if the Cardinals give him an offer now, what's his incentive to accept it right now?
Right.
If he says the Cardinals something, what's the Cardinals' incentive to accept it right now? You don't have one because you not doing anything for the next 2.5 months. That's why I think we'll be coming back and doing a show like around July 15th going, Jacoby going to show up?
It'll give a good talking point for the NFL, for those who care about the Cardinals.
We're going to be Rams fans this year, folks. That's what I've determined. Will we hear Aaron Donald's coming back for training camp before July 15th?
Oh, he won't come back for training camp.
No, but I mean, are we going to hear he's coming back? Or did we find that out afterwards?
He's been out, what, 2 years?
2 or 3 now.
Yeah, it's a long time to be away from that.
What would be but he's still young. He's not old. Not like he's 40, isn't he? Mid-30s? What would be his hinder to come back? I mean, just want to. Mentally would be the biggest hurdle, I think. But other than that, it's easy for him to get back in shape. And his body's not beat up. It's probably quicker for him to get back in shape, isn't it? I've seen him recently, and he still looks like he's in football shape. Now, it's I'm sure he's not lifting like he used to and stuff. But how long realistically would it take his body to get back into like football playing shape? Forget about the mind. If he just went, all right, I'm going to play football. I got 2 months to ramp up and get my body back to where it was.
It's not like he's sitting on a couch eating a ho-hos.
He's still in good shape. Yeah, he's not like me where I'd have to lose 40 pounds and, figure out how to lift a weight again. And
that's all?
Oh, no, my playing weight? Oh, yeah, my playing weight? 310. I can be one of those big fat guys that plays nose tackle and just ball snap and you just sit there because you just clogged the hole in the middle there. Yeah. So I don't know. So you don't think we'll hear by then if he's coming back or not?
No. I can see them if he shows some interest. I can see them saying, "Hey, you report mid-September. Start getting yourself together.
Yeah, so you can miss the first few games and stuff. Yeah, you have them for the end of the season is what I would do. I'll put it this way: I saw it was a podcast or something, and he said, I would love to come back and play, especially with Myles Garrett,
Right.
and stuff. He goes, my only question is, can I get mentally ready to play?
Right.
And to me, that would be the hard, because, like I said, I take one day off around here, and I'm like, I can get used to this.
Take a couple years
and
off.
I don't take a beating here.
Right.
I couldn't imagine just how his body probably feels today compared to what it does during the season and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's fascinating talks here, but a couple years off, we'll have to see. I did see the Seahawks championship rings. Woo! Those are nice. Remember when they used to just like throw like Cracker Jack rings at players? Like, here you go, guys. Here's your ring. Did you see this thing?
I saw a picture of it.
I think that's all they have as of now.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there is a video now, but they have 2 Super Bowl trophies there. You know what? They should have 3. Thanks, Pete Carroll. Do you think they give a nod to Pete Carroll?
Wow.
There should be a 3rd one here, Mr. Carroll.
Wow.
Last night, Dale, the big questions we got with the next 2 subjects, and we'll after the break, we'll get into this here. Do we have playoffs continuing when we come back on Monday? So think about that for a minute, Dale, as we go into this. And folks, come on back. Main event here on this Friday. Dale just brought up this. Dale's here, I promise. Not all about me.
Well, Kobe didn't know what I was doing. I was just stretching.
He'll be gone for 20 minutes.
With our 2-second break.
You just brought up that thing, Patrick Mahomes' new contract, $500 million, $60 million average a year. And I said, remember when he had a team-friendly deal and they were proud of it? You know what this deal for Patrick Mahomes tells me about the Chiefs?
What's that?
Their championship window, even they know it's closing. Because now they're like, all right, now we can pay our quarterback. He doesn't need to take less anymore.
$64 million this year, Steve.
Now, that tells me Andy Reid knows he's retiring in the next couple years, getting out. Obviously, Travis Kelce's almost done. We're just waiting on what year it happens at this point. The way they're signing guys and things to that effect just tells me, and it's not a negative. What I mean by championship window, I mean they're still going to be good, but Tom Brady for a lot of years with the Patriots took a pay cut, got his money other ways, endorsements. His TB12 brand could be sold there at the stadium, which obviously gave him money, stuff to that effect. So quarterbacks will do that. Aaron Rodgers never done that in his career and hogs most of the things, and they can't get other players there. And that's what that tells me about the Chiefs is I think there's because I don't know if Mahomes is that type of guy. It's like, just pay me everything, screw everybody else. But I think that tells me that even Mahomes might be like, all right, we're still going to be good, but our window to be championship favorites is closing. I don't know, if we're going to be there consistently moving forward. So, give me my money. Give me my money. That's what I think is going on there. He goes like that. He just goes, I'm going to slide a piece of paper across. Do they even negotiate with them, or do they just go, "We're going to pay you $500 million, for the life of your"?
Well, I said we're going to make you the highest paid quarterback.
Yeah.
And remember now, he's coming off an ACL.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. And it's like, because he had a team friendly deal before this. He always did, to where the team had money to sign other guys. They all have money to sign other guys, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? You that's not the excuse,
right?
And things. But that's the thing. It's just, so that tells me, just in the collective mind of the Chiefs, is, hey, we'll still be competitive, but we're not going to be the favorites to win the Super Bowl anymore. Then this stuff starts to happen. Travis Kelce's going to come off the books in a year or two. Mahomes is going to command more money. Andy Reid's going to move on. You're going to get somebody else to run it, which whoever hires after Andy Reid, you're a sucker. Because you do not want to follow Andy Reid at the Chiefs. Even if that guy wins 60% of the games Andy Reid won, you're going to get run out of town for being a loser. Do not be the guy that follows Andy Reid.
No.
Unless you're like an older coach that you're not going to take that job and get the paycheck.
Yeah.
But if you're a young up-and-coming guy, do not do it going forward. But I don't know. I know I read into things sometimes and get stupid, but
that makes sense.
That's what I'm reading into this point.
The fairy tale's got to come to an end, and Andy's not getting any younger.
Oh no, I hesitate that he'll even retire. Just he might be one of those coaches that he's just going to die in his office one day, and that's the way he wants to go. You don't, like when Tom Brady all of a sudden, was, instead of $25 million a year, I want my 45. You're like, oh, he knows that window's gone. So now it's time to take care of me, because we're not going to be able to get there. Sad to see, actually, because I'm not a Chiefs fan, but it has been a fun run for them, I think.
Yes.
Sad to see. Dale, last night, Carolina beat your Vegas Golden Knights. Depressing. I want to go. Okay, I'll just ask you this question before I get into some stats and stuff like that. Do we have hockey when we come back on Monday, or does it get closed out on Sunday night in Las Vegas? Ooh, he's got to think about it.
Well, I think the first 3 games of the series were so exciting, and comebacks and things like that.
Last night's game was exciting as well, but I've noticed something in the last couple.
You think Carolina's found something?
I think Vegas. I'll put it more on Vegas' side. Vegas's magic of shutting down high-scoring teams. I think Carolina's figured out how to get around that.
Right.
Yeah. And Carolina's doing what they've done all season, including the playoffs and out. They're doing that now. I think. Whatever it is, whether it be injuries, whether it be fatigue, I just don't think you can contain Carolina. They're scoring 6 goals a game, 5-6, which means you have to score 5 or 6 to beat them. It's hard for a team like Vegas to do. It's hard for a lot of teams to do out there. I think that's the difference. I think Carolina's offense is the killer. Vegas was able to shut them down earlier in this series, keep it a low scoring, or at least go toe-to-toe with them. But they're just not that team, and I think that's the difference. Canes are the second team in Stanley Cup final history to score 4+ goals in their first 5 games. That means you have to score 5 goals a game just to have a chance to win it. To beat the Canes, I think you had to shut them down and keep them at 2-3 goals, and win it on that side of it. Then you go over here, and you have to beat Carolina in back-to-back games now. Force a game 7 and then win the game 7 in Carolina, which is possible. I'm not going to say it's not over. It's not like the Knights don't have a chance. I just don't think it's going to happen. Carolina has not lost back-to-back games since January 13th. They've been on a roll. And it's to me, especially with hockey, and I know home teams are terrible at home this year. It's under 500. in terms of wins in the playoffs. I gave you that stat yesterday. Carolina won last night at home. On top of it, I don't think you can beat a team like Carolina twice. I don't care who you are.
How does home ice help in hockey, or does it?
Well, it's not this year. It's not this year. It's just the noise. There's no other things at this level. Just the noise and your comfortability of being at home and that stuff. Yeah. But this year it's not. I think it was 46% of home teams won in this NHL playoffs. It's road teams have won more.
Yeah, so it's 50-50 basically.
Yeah, just underneath it. Yeah. So no, it comes down to talent. I just think this is what I was worried about with Carolina. Here's the other side of it that I'm factoring in. The Knights, right, had to play a little bit harder to get to this point. Yeah, they swept Colorado and got some rest, absolutely, but those are still competitive games and everything. But before that, they had to play an extended series and stuff. Swept Colorado to get here. Carolina has just dominated every playoff series they've been in this year. You're at Game 6 coming up now. I saw it starting at the end of Game 4. I definitely saw it last night. Carolina looks fresh out there, and the Knights look tired. I don't think we're seeing hockey after Sunday night. I think Carolina's winning this in Vegas in Game 6.
See, I think they win one for Torts. Nothing better than a Game 7. I'm hoping for one.
No, I'm hoping for one too. But that's the reason why I'm not interested in buying tickets and driving up to Vegas. Is I think this series is over. It's just the Game 4 when the Carolina came back and scored those 3 goals really quickly. Then that fourth one, that's where I was kind of like, Vegas looking slow out there all of a sudden.
Well, but
then last night I was like, ooh, Vegas is looking slow out there.
What's interesting is how the two series, talking about hockey and basketball, kind of mirror each other.
It's the most amazing thing. Somebody put out a post yesterday and said, which is the most exciting series, the NBA game or the NHL series? And I'm like, I don't even know if you can decide on that with everything that's happening in this series and what's gone on in it. And we'll talk the same kind of talk when we get to basketball here in a minute as well. But that's just my biggest issue here is I think the domination of Carolina in these playoffs, they're just fresher and just going their way right. Think of all the things that went against Vegas in this series that kind of breaks your heart. Now, Torch doesn't agree with me, though, Dale. Torch does not agree with me.
He doesn't say it's over. It's over on Sunday. He's not saying that, Steve.
Torch was asked, does this go back to Carolina? Here he is after the game yesterday.
John, in a spot like this, what do you want your team to draw on as you look ahead and move forward?
We're just going to get ready for our next game. We'll be back here. We're just going to do it in a different order. We got to find a way. I'm going to leave my clothes here. That's for sure. They'll be in the hotel.
Do they ship him the clothes, or is they just give him a charity?
That's a pretty good line, though.
I like it.
That's a pretty good line.
I like it.
Again, so many of these interviews, it's like, what's he supposed to say? Well, I don't know if we'll be back here. I'm not sure. You have to win one game. You win it at home.
And that was the whole gist of it. Before that was we're focusing on Game 6.
Yeah,
and then they kept pushing, so that's why he responded that
right.
way. But no, he's like, no, Game 6 is all we care about.
But he's doing after game interviews now, huh?
That was only that last series when they were mad at the league that they didn't do it. I mean, I'm not saying Vegas. I'm not going to be upset. I think Vegas can win Game 6 and force a Game 7. It's just, in my personal mind here, watching these games, I think Carolina is taking over this series. And I don't think Vegas, if Vegas is going to win Game 6, they're going to have to win that thing like 3-2. Carolina cannot score 4 or 5 goals. Carolina cannot score quick goals in this game. Vegas has to keep this a defensive struggle like they did against Colorado. I don't think they have the legs. They're beat up. They're injured. They can't keep up with that scoring long term, what we're seeing here. So that's why I think it's over on Sunday night. I hope it's not. I hope it goes to 7. I'd love to see a Game 7.
Yes.
It'd be fantastic. But I just think it's one of those old adages of it's just one team's beat up and tired and the other team's just rolling and excited. That's the other side of it. Yes, you're going to go into Game 6 if you're Vegas, do or die. That could give you that energy to kind of step up and go. Carolina's going to go into this thing saying we can win this tonight. Hockey's the one sport that I don't think they go into where you have to worry about a letdown, right? Like the Knicks going into San Antonio tomorrow night. I could see that. I could see the Knicks winning that series by 30 because of what happened in that last game.
Yeah.
I could also see the Knicks losing by 30 because they're like, we got 3 more games to play in this. We can go back home and have 2 more chances to win it and kind of take a deep breath, Hockey, I don't think that happens. And stuff to that effect. So it's just sad. It's depressing to say, Dale.
Well, I mean, you think about it, the game before this past one that happened last night, Carolina came back from 4 goals down.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to have a little bit of the same
Blended
effect that
effect.
giving up a 30-point lead in basketball does.
Well, that's one reason why last night, halfway through that second period, I started going, Knights are in trouble. Even though the way this series have gone, you could just tell on the ice. That third quarter, we're at the Denny's watching it. By the way, Denny's breakfast hits. I got to tell you, I haven't been there in forever. It's a nice new one by my house. But anyway, I digress. But I'm watching that third period. I'm just like, they have no chance to come back. Like, you could just tell.
But in the previous game, did you think that Carolina could come back from 4 goals down?
No, but when they scored the first one, I perked up a little bit like, And they scored the second one like 10 seconds later, went, uh-oh. They scored the third one, you went, oh, here it comes. Here it is. So you can tell by a way a team's playing and they come back. Now, if the Knights could have scored one when it was 3-1 and made it 3-2, yeah, you would have paid more attention to it. It's just, I didn't think they were going to be able to. The way Carolina was just around. There was a speed difference and stuff to that effect that I picked up on. And like I said, I saw it in that 4-game comeback, that 4-goal comeback as well.
Right.
Now, if the Knights would have won that game, last night would have been a little bit different. I agree with you, though. It's like I could see in that Vegas locker room where they're going, and we're up 3-0.
Yeah.
We're exhausted. My face is damaged. I have all these injuries going on. And they just came back and beat us. I could see that being like, oh, we've done everything we can. It doesn't mean they're not going to try, but that's how I feel that's going.
Yeah.
Which leads me to the NBA series. Tomorrow night in San Antonio. Do we have basketball when we come back on Monday?
See, I think I could see San Antonio coming out early like they did in New York and fighting like hell. And then the Knicks regaining their traction. But gosh, I'm like you. I can also see New York kind of resting on their laurels and going, you know what? We got 2 more opportunities to win this thing now.
Yeah.
And if they get hit in the mouth this time, maybe they just say, let's just win in New York.
The other thing to think about is it's devastating to lose a 29-point lead.
Yeah.
What's the physical? They played everybody the Knicks. They kept their starters out there. How are they feeling going into this game? Are they worn out and tired? They don't have legs. It takes a lot of effort to come back from 29 down. And they did. So now they're riding this emotional high. What's their mentality going into this game tomorrow night? Tomorrow night is the biggest question mark that I don't know. Because I could see it going. It's basketball. You can see one team laying an egg. You can see another team laying an egg. You can see one team fighting, another team not fighting. You can see everything going haywire. I have no idea what to expect tomorrow night. Zero idea. I just think, though, losing a 29-point. Put it in a whole context. Then you got to factor in Spurs are super young. They might not even know what they've been through yet. Whereas a veteran team, if the opposite has happened to the Knicks, what I'm about to talk about, I think the Knicks would be doomed tomorrow night. They'd be losing this series.
Yeah.
Because they're more veteran team, and they know that. Remember this? Game 1, the mental mistakes at the end of that game cost the Spurs game 1. Game 2, Wemby casually throws that ball back. They end up losing that game. Mental mistakes blew that game. Game 3, they get the win, and they're able to overcome and get the win game 3. Game 4, mental mistakes, 29% comeback. It's not just the players with San Antonio, and I mentioned this talking about that last game. I think the coach doesn't know what to do. Watching him on the sidelines, 8 3-pointers, not caught. There was a couple times I was like, call timeout, coach, and he just let them play. And they would mess up with those mental mistakes. Wemby took a free throw the other night where he always takes a deep breath before he does it, but he closed his eyes and held his breath in for a few minutes. He goes, whew, and open. He held that ball a little bit longer to decompress before he took it. Spurs are just too young, and I think if the Knicks don't win this game tomorrow night, it's because the Knicks don't win this game, meaning they don't show up. I think the Knicks win tomorrow night. I think we're done with both sports.
Oh, Steve, you're always such a negative Nelly.
Negative? I want this. I'm actually rooting for the Spurs in this series. I hate the Knicks so bad.
Oh, gosh. I see. Again, you're so warp-ass backwards. Do you realize that Wemby's 1 point away from a suspension after the flagrant the other night?
I know. That's why when they were reviewing that flagrant, it was a big deal. Because if he would have gotten that, he'd be out. That's also why the NBA didn't give him a flagrant for that Brunson push. On top of it was because they didn't want that to happen. Obviously, could you imagine sitting Wemby for a pivotal Game 6 on a play that wasn't called on the court, and you review it after the game? Oh my God, the outrage would be outrageous. Also, good. The Spurs deserve it. I also want to see Spurs fans have some misery in their life.
Yes. Yes.
So have the Knicks win at home. I'm really torn. Just the way they've lost the 3 games, and they get asked about it constantly. They're young, probably dwell on it a little bit more. I just got a bad feeling. So tomorrow night, it's just, if the Knicks lose, it's going to be because the Knicks don't show up. I think this is too much for a team. Dale, when things are going bad for you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how your mental state is, and you can put it beside you, whatever. Then you got to answer questions about it, for football players all week long, and you're watching the film and you see it all week long and everything. Now you've done it 3 times on the grandest scale. Mistakes in finals games or Super Bowls compounded.
Oh, they're magnified and all those things. But the other thing is, because I would agree with you, Wemby didn't get a break in that fourth quarter. He was tired. He missed 2 free throws, which he never does.
Yeah.
But they did get an extra day's rest.
I know. To me, though, it's not on the court. To me, it's a mental thing for the Spurs. I think after game 1 and 2, going to that game 3, okay, they're too young to know what they just went through. But I don't care. Losing a 29-point lead. In the other team's environment, no less, where the New York fans are reminding you every time you're missing a shot what's going on. I just think for a young team, I think they'll take that a little bit harder. I'd like to see the Spurs win this and force the game 6. I just don't know, man.
See, I can also see the youngness of them.
Yeah, I can see they're going to come out and win by 40.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I can't choose it.
It's going to be fascinating. So I can't make a pick, but what I'm saying, I keep my fingers crossed that there's still basketball and hockey on Monday.
I agree with that sentiment, to be clear. I'm just telling you, I think they both end. If I look at it. I'm way more sure of the hockey one than I am on the basketball. Basketball, I'm going to be honest with you, no clue what's going to happen tomorrow night. I could see the Spurs come out and they could have an early 20-point lead. I could tell you this, if the Knicks come out and have a 20-point lead early in this game, you might see the Spurs pack it up. But at the same time, the Spurs go up by 20 early, you see that, hey, everybody relax. Nobody get injured. Let's just get through this game and get back home.
There's so many ways this could go. I tell you one thing, I'm not opening up DraftKings and placing a bet on either one of the games.
Well, yeah. I will on hockey.
Don't be a Sorsby.
Don't be. I got all my UFC bets in already for Sunday night. I'm ready to go. Let's go, baby.
Do you go against Lou or do you bet with Lou?
Okay, so I do both. I don't go against him. I make my own decisions based off of what I read in other places and what I kind of feel with guys I like. I'll do what Lou doesn't do. I'll put bets on guys that I like, even though I don't think they have a chance. I bet $5 is all I do. And I win more of those than I care to than I care to tell you guys. Like, it's amazing how many I'm like, oh wow, that guy won. I liked him. But those are guys who lose like he's going to get destroyed. But it's one of those things where they win a decision. It's not like they go on dominate or anything like that. So it is interesting to see. But I do go a lot with him too. He's up. We're good. We're good on that.
Okay.
I just take my knowledge of USC over the guy that's been covering it for a bunch of years. I mean, what does he know?
In other words, you take the guy who can't pronounce the names over the guy that can pronounce the names. Another
thing that I like to do is I take all the heavy favorites. Lute said to do this, by the way. He put a non-heavy favorite in there for tomorrow. He put Gaethje to win, or to go to win within the decision. So he's got to gamble like tomorrow. He's having fun with this card. If you go back, watch yesterday's show, second hour, or go down to the interview section on YouTube or on Rumble. There's a main event interviews. It's the first video there with Lou. We do that separate every week. But I would like to do, if there's a bunch of 700, 800 plus favorites on there, all the favorites, I'll group all those big favorites together and put $5 down, because it takes like a minus 1,100 favorite with 3 or 4 other guys. It takes it down to like a minus 100 or sometimes a plus number, and I'll just put $5 on that to win. It's fun to do. I've lost.
How many times has Lou tried to tell you about multiple game or people parlays?
Lou did a four fighter parlay this weekend.
Did he?
Yeah, but again, it's because he did what I do. The big favorites. There's 3 big favorites. O'Malley's minus 440 as of yesterday. Hokett, a big favorite as of yesterday, and Nichols a big favorite. So he said take those 3, and he said put Gaethje via KO, sub, or decision. That one through DraftKings. That's plus 390. So that takes it to a positive number. So he's having fun with that. He said also don't do a full unit on it. He said he's doing like a quarter of a unit on it.
I just have a feeling his unit's a little bigger than $5.
Yes. Yes, it is. Robert says, how much did the salary cap increase this year? You talking about basketball? I don't know. I don't know any of the salary cap numbers right now off the top of my head. He also says, let him sit and spin. They can stink with or without him, meaning Jacoby Brissett. The hatred for Brissett for doing this with the Cardinals does shock me. But like I said, it was interesting. Josh Whitefirst had what my take has been all along with Brissett. Because you always reference to negotiate with a guy who won 1 game last year. To me, it's bigger than that with Brissett. When he went into that game, that offense moved up and down. His defense let him down multiple times last year. They should have won more games. So to me, it's bigger than that with Jacoby Brissett, the way that offense moved and stuff like that. Oh, he's talking about Mahomes on the salary cap increase this year. Yeah, I get it. The quarterback, $4 million average salary, that goes up relative to the salary cap. I get that aspect of it. But what people don't realize is if you look at it, right, Michael Bidwell doesn't spend to the salary cap, folks. That's money he doesn't have to spend. That's money he doesn't have to put out there. So if you're paying one guy $64 million, cheap owners, like the Hunts are, by the way, hey, we're not going to go get this big-time receiver we need. We'll go with the next level down type of a guy and pay him less. That does happen out there.
But the thing is, the other thing that's always kind of interesting when you talk about the salary cap and the way these contracts are set up, a lot of times you can give a guy a raise, but then they add another year to the contract. Yes. So his salary cap hit actually goes down. But now you're adding another year to the end. Yeah. And then all of a sudden at some point,
spreads it out.
It's like your credit card.
But that's where you get dead money when guys like Kyler Murray leaving, that's because they cut him. That's all dead money.
Yes.
But a guy, leaves a team. He's got a 6-year deal. He leaves after 4, retires or whatever. You have dead cap money because that 5th and 6th year, you've already paid him out on it. And stretched it out. So then that becomes dead cap money. Right. So you got to play those type of games. Salary cap increased by $22 million per team this year as well. So that it did go up $22 million. But like I said, it also comes down to, it's not a salary cap issue for the Chiefs. We see it with Micah Bidwell. They go cheap. We saw it with Green Bay for a lot of years. Aaron Rodgers was commanding all that money. Well, we can't afford to pay these other guys. Tom Brady took less so they could pay guys more money to come in and play for the Patriots. That does happen, even though you have salary cap room out there. It's not every NFL owner goes out there and goes, we have $300 million in salary cap. Let's spend it to $300 million. They don't do that. They go, we're paying these guys this much. Can we? Oh, you want this top flight receiver? Let's get, who's the second guy underneath that guy that we can spend $10 million less with? It happens, folks. It happens with me at Ross. Happens with him with NFL teams. Dale, have fun at Mesa Fine Arts tomorrow. What time do you have to be there tomorrow? Early?
I think it starts at 11.
Oh, that's not too bad. At least it's middle of the day.
Where's the Denny's so I can take my family out?
Are you going to knock Denny's? You hit Milano's music up right there, and you can get a flute or something. Right, it's right there as well. There's some good breweries right there with some good food right there in downtown Mesa. So give you some hints. I know I've had lunch with my lawyers there. Got a couple of those.
And you bought a flute.
I've been to that Milano music a lot in my life. Let's put it that way. I was never a flute. I was never a flopkist.
I'm done.
See you on Monday, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Share us with your friends. We'll get this on demand. Don't forget pit stops up as well for this weekend. Next week is the San Diego race, folks. The next week's show is going to be on the Hizzle Nizzle. I don't know. See you Monday, everybody.
This should have left 10 minutes ago.